commenters are out for their worst interests. So in that Ryzen memory tuning video, we drifting a bit. We were really transparent with the memory stuff. I was like, I'm not an expert at this. Done this enough to kind of know what to do, but you got to watch like Buildroid or someone to really get the expertise. So my belief with that stuff is, yeah, transparency is definitely the best policy with testing in a scientific fashion to the extent possible and reasonable. But one of the things we did was show like our settings, which is, it was kind of dangerous to do that because people try to pick them apart even if a difference of like 1 or 2 in one of the numbers, like digits, units, wouldn't actually change anything. The way they write their comment with such like bravado on Reddit will make people who don't know that much think that like a 1-digit difference is substantial. So anyway, we had a comment where a guy was like, so I'm going kind of slow because I'm talking so much, but I've run this video on the channel already, or will soon, if not right now. So this guy in the comments was like, you're being misleading because you have gear down ratio mode on. Here's the problem I have with that comment. We said gear down ratio mode is on. We said this will change CAS to 14, 13, 13 or thereabouts, like the equivalent thereof. It is therefore objectively not misleading because it was told, disclosed. In fact, there's a timestamp that says disclosures. But the problem, I don't actually have a problem with that guy, that commenter. I have a problem with like 30 other people upvoted it. So it's, you know, when I complain about comments, it's not normally the individual that really bothers me. It's easy to ignore that, especially if they're like wrong or just being a dick. But rather it's the amount of people who like just blindly and stupidly upvote it because they're like, oh, challenge it to 40. But again, all that was disclosed. And here's the thing, we don't have to share that information. And seeing comments like that, especially getting kind of upvoted, what it really does is it takes away transparency. There was about a year where we were no longer transparent about some of our testing because people kept trying to use it against us. You know, other testers kind of copying it notwithstanding. So when people try to use transparency and, you know, like being real against you, it's normally time to clamp down. The lady looked at me like, what the, why are you talking? So it's not our intent to cut back at all, just so you know. We keep doing what we're doing. Keep being open about it, you know. It's also the way you improve as a tester, because you will learn stuff that way. Cool. But it's just about like, the real problem is how fast misinformation spreads. like how quickly that post about, you know, you're being misleading, gear down mode, whatever. The guy wasn't even right about how gear down mode works. Like, we validated higher at all 13s with gear down than with all 14s without gear down. So still better, but that's not how the information or lack thereof spreads. A bunch of people who kind of read some stuff have done some uncontrolled personal testing, but not enough to really know. I mean, computers are complex. But yeah, that's the main point, is that's the behavior that gets transparency taken away. Is you know, instead of saying like, hey Steve, I think gear down mode, blah 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 blah, here's what I think it does. It's, you're being misleading, which is, well, just like offensively stupid to say, considering just disclosing it's the opposite. Even if we were more like, even if we were wrong about it. Oh man. But we're gonna keep doing it. I feel like that's what holds us a few steps above. A few steps above some of the others. That was good. A little cheer from the lift.